back to my channel. My name is Andy, sometimes Mouse, and I talk about books and book-related things, and today I am giving you my second half of the Clearursht TBR, or also my December TBR. As always, here are my fair warnings that if you hear any barking or eating of food or noises in the background, I do live with a zoo, which means that animals make sounds and I don't control their lives. They're always living their best life, and I love that for them. They just always happen to do it while I'm filming. So there is your fair warning, right? So I will be going through the prompts. This is a little bit different than my normal TBR layout, so I'll just be going through prompt by prompt and telling you what book I will be reading. I will also be announcing what books I'm reading for the second mini boss battle and the final boss battle, but I will not tell you what the prompt is. I will just tell you what books I'm reading for it, so take that how you will. If you can figure out what it is, congrats. If not, you'll find out when you find out. If you don't know what Clearursht is, I do have an announcement video. I also have the website linked down below, as well as the merch and all of that. I really highly recommend reading the website and the FAQ, because if you do ask any questions over on Twitter, narrator will be charging a $25 fee for asking questions that the answer is definitely on the website already for. So just your heads up on that one too. Let's get this show on the road. First prompt is a purple book. I will be reading Blood Like Magic by Lizelle Sambury. After years of waiting for her calling, a trial every witch must pass in order to come into their true powers, the one thing Voya Thomas didn't expect was to fail. When Voya's ancestor gives her an unprecedented second chance to complete her calling, she agrees. And then she is horrified when her task is to kill her first love. And this time, failure means every Thomas witch will be stripped of their magic. This is a book that I've had on my library TBR for quite a while, so I'm actually pretty excited to read it, and I've seen, fantastic reviews for it. I've also seen it on TikTok frequently, so that's a little bit interesting to see the differences in books that show up on TikTok versus BookTube, so very excited to be reading that one. Then we have Bloody Spade by Brittany M. Willows. This is definitely a reread. I was given this book originally digitally as an ARC, and I enjoyed it greatly. I did pre-order this, and I got all of these fun little pre-order cards and assigned one of these, and I am just really excited to be reading it again, especially with the way that my reading and reviewing of books has shifted, so I'm excited to get my hands on it again. That was also for a purple book, obviously. For a book with a female or non-binary main character, I will be reading Uprooted by Naomi Novik. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling in which our main character loves where she lives, except the corrupted wood stands on the border, full of malevolent power, and its shadow lies over her life. Her people rely on the cult-driven wizard known only as the Dragon, which, I'm sorry, I would bully the shit out of a wizard who named himself the Dragon. Anyway, the Dragon, to keep its powers at bay. But he demands a terrible price for his help. One young woman handed over to serve him for 10 years. The next choosing is fast approaching, and I can't pronounce the main character's name, is afraid, but she fears the wrong things. For when the dragon comes, it is not Cassia he will choose. I think Cassia was her sister. So that is another book that has been on my TBR for an extended period of time. I have really low expectations though. I did try to read a Naomi Novik book last month for Clearursht, and I DNF'd it because I had been listening to it for several hours already, and I was only not even 50% into it, and the story hadn't even really picked up. And for me, if the story is that boring for that long, it's just not worth continuing, because at that point, I'm not listening. I'm incapable of listening to something that doesn't hold my attention, and it's just not worth it for me. And for another one, for a book with a female or non-binary main character, with Heartless by Marissa Meyer. This is a Alice in Wonderland retelling with a focus on the Queen of Hearts. Catherine may be one of the most desired girls in Wonderland and a favorite of the unmarried King of Hearts, but her interests lie elsewhere. She wants to be a baker. Kath meets Jest, the handsome and mysterious court joker. At the risk of offending the king and infuriating her parents, she and Jest enter a secret courtship. Kath is determined to define her own destiny and fall in love on her own terms, but in a land thriving with magic, madness, and monsters, fate has other plans. Again, this was a library TBR. I'm trying to get through that list. It's down to 24. I like Marissa Meyer's writing quite a lot, actually, and I have read a lot of retellings, including Alice in Wonderland retellings. I'm a massive fan of Alice in Wonderland, so we'll see. I really do like books that give Then we have an intimidating book. I will be reading The Shattered Realm of Arter Ben by Tyler Whitesides. This is the second book in the series. I really enjoyed the first book, and the ending was just absolutely fucking bonkers about like alternate timelines and alternate universes, and Arter Ben has to basically like keep the world from ending again. He didn't even realize he was doing it the first time, but now he knows he's doing it this time. I'm excited about reading it. However, it is a really big book and it is quite dense, and I have had a really hard time with reading with my eyes lately just because of life and stress and stuff. I have a hard time focusing in that way, but I'm hoping that because I'm invested in this storyline, it'll be good. I haven't been able to find an audiobook for it. If I find an audiobook for it, I'm getting it. The other book for an intimidating book is Shadow of Night by Deborah Harkness. That is the next book in the A Discovery of Witches books. I'm gonna give it a solid try. And if I don't like it by 25% in, if I am unhappy with it by 25% in, I will be DNFing it and I will be abandoning the series. I don't generally like to abandon series, but I didn't love the first one, and it was so fucking long for no reason. The first one should have been 3 books alone, and it wasn't, so yeah. If the second book feels like just this excessively long book and I'm not interested and it's too romance based, I'm probably not going to continue. The Discovery of Witches books is about a witch, obviously, and a vampire, and they're like romance and this secret society stuff. There you go. Very great descriptive for me. Do I have like a real explanation in this? Yes. Am I gonna give it to you? No. For Mini Boss 2, we're reading 2 books for this. Readathon by Brandon Sanderson, which is one of the novellas leading up to the release of Titanic. It is about Alanic. While accepting an invitation to meet with her people's enemy, the galactic superiority, Alanic heard Spence's cry for help across the vastness of space, and she used her psionic powers to hyperjump her ship to the source of that cry. What she found there was a shock, a whole planet of free humans fighting against the superiority. Were they the allies her people desperately needed? So this is kind of like her story as to how she got to where she is right now in the Starsight books. So, and then the next one is Psionic by Brandon Sanderson. Spence's life as a Defiant Defense Force pilot has been far from ordinary. Now the superiority, the governing galactic alliance bent on dominating all human life, has started a galaxy-wide war, and Spence has seen the weapons they plan to use, the Delvers. I had to like dip out because I got a phone call. Hi, I'm back. I've returned. I don't know where I left off. Just kidding. I do know where I left off. I was talking about Psionic by Brandon Sanderson. It's the next book in the Starsight series. So, yes, she's gonna save the galaxy. I don't think I need to say much more. She's gonna save the galaxy. Also, I had to turn my fan on while I got up to take that call because it's very hot in here. Next, we have a free book space. I will be reading the first 4 or 5 books in the Pretty Little Liars series by Sarah Shepard. This is going to be for my childhood rereads for December. I read these books obsessively when I was younger. I remember like checking them all out from the school library, and me and my best friend at the time, Tana, reading them the whole drive to the beach because it's back when I lived in Georgia and you could just drive on down to Florida and go to Cocoa Beach, no problem. So I remember just obsessively reading them and us being like shocked over the endings and the content. I never watched the show because the show came out about 2 years after I read the majority of the books. If I find the books are enjoyable, I might watch the show in conjunction to my reading it. I make no promises though. Anyway, Pretty Little Liars is basically about these high school juniors, Spencer, Aria, Emily, and Hannah, who all have these like deep dark secrets and they don't want anyone to know about them. One of the characters is queer, the other one I think is dating her teacher. One of them is in love with another friend's brother or boyfriend. I don't know. It's a whole thing, and everything comes to a head when their best friend Allison goes missing, and someone is kind of releasing all of their secrets and like taking revenge on them, but they don't know who it is. And that's what the book is about, book series is about. I don't think I want to read up to where the TV show started though, because if I remember correctly, that was when like the mystery had already been solved, but the author definitely just made more books to make more money. And I think that's what happened in the TV show too. It just kind of went left. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't have the highest of hopes, but I will say with Gossip Girl turning out to be something I really, really enjoyed rereading, I might really enjoy these. We'll see. Next, we have a book you don't remember the details of. I will be reading The Tiger at Midnight by Swati Turdala. Sorry if I said that incorrectly. This is kind of a Hindi retelling or using elements of Hindi myth and lore. It is about Isha is an assassin for the rebellion and Kanal is a soldier in the people that they're rebelling against, and their paths cross and they have to work together essentially. Both of them think they have the upper hand, but there's a whole lot more going on than they realize. So I've had this on my library TBR for a while. I've seen really mixed reviews about it. I know that I really enjoy Hindu lore and myth. I also, because I've seen such mixed reviews, I'm like, anyway. I also thought this was queer, but I'm not 100% sure that it is. The next book I don't remember the details of is The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. 5 New Yorkers must come together in order to defend their city. Every city has a soul. Some are ancient as myths, and others are as new and destructive as children. But New York City, she's got 5. Every city also has a dark side. A roiling ancient evil stirs beneath the earth, threatening to destroy the city and her 5 protectors unless they can come together and stop it once and for all. I have no memory of putting this on my TBR. That's all I got. I have no memory of putting this on my TBR. So I don't know why I did. But I did, and I think it really fits the book you don't remember the details of. Then we have another book you don't remember the details of. Okay, just kidding, I have 3 of them for that. And that's Serpent's Shadow by Rick Riordan. Now, this is the 3rd book in a series that I have not read the 2nd book for. I will get to the 2nd book in just a minute. But it is the last book in the Kane Chronicles. For a book with water themes, I will be reading The Throne of Fire by Rick Riordan, which is the 2nd book in the Kane Chronicles. Kate, Carter, and Sadie have to go against the sun god Ra. I saw a boat on the cover. I have no confirmation that there's actually water in this book. But they have to travel the world, and there's gotta be water. The world is covered in it, so that's my answer to that. Then for another book with water themes, I will be reading The Girl from the Sea by Molly Alstertag. This is a graphic novel. It is queer. I am excited about it. 15-year-old Morgan has a secret. She can't wait to escape the perfect little island where she lives, because really, Morgan's biggest secret is that she has a lot of secrets, including the one about wanting to kiss another girl. Then one night, Morgan is saved from drowning by a mysterious girl named Kelty. The two become friends, and suddenly life on the island doesn't seem so stifling anymore. But Kelty has some secrets of her own, and as the girls start to fall in love, everything they're trying to hide will find its way to the surface, whether Morgan is ready or not. I think it's gonna hurt my feelings. I love Molly's writing. I'm excited to read this. I also think the art is beautiful. I bought it at Barnes & Noble when we went the other day for Bella's birthday, so I'm very excited to get to reading it. Then we have a book with a group cast, and I will be reading the last 2 genre books by Terry Brooks, The Steel Assassin and The Last Druid. They are the last 2. There are no more after this. I will have finished all of them, and he is not allowed to write anymore. He's not allowed to write anymore because The Last Druid is supposed to be the last one in the series, and there's not allowed to be any more books. This last trilogy, or not trilogy, but whatever you call a foursome, it's been good. And it's been interesting to see how all of the history is intertwining into this ending that's coming. So there can't be any more books. Also for a book with a group cast is The Wicker King by Kay Ankrum. When August learns that his best friend Jack shows signs of a degenerative hallucinatory disorder, wow, I'm having a really hard time talking today, he is determined to help Jack cope. Jack's vivid and long-term visions take the form of an elaborate fantasy world layered over our own, a world ruled by the Wicker King. As Jack leads them on a quest to fulfill a dark prophecy in the alternate world, even August begins to question what is real or not. August and Jack struggle to keep afloat as they teeter between fantasy and their own emotions. In the end, each must choose his own truth. Alright, I know that we said group cast was like 4 or more or some shit, but there's 2 characters, and I'm gonna say that's a group, so thank you. Goodbye. For the next 3 book space, I will be reading the next 4 Pretty Little Liars books. That will make me have read 8 of them. I will maybe read more, maybe read less. That is how many audiobooks my library has. If I get to the point where there's not any more audiobooks and I'm really enjoying it, then I will continue. If I get to the point where there aren't any more audiobooks and I'm not enjoying it, I will not continue the series. Then for an opulent book, we have Little Thieves by Margaret Owen. This is a retelling of The Goose Girl, which I have read multiple retellings of The Goose Girl, and I have never actually read this or seen this story. Like, I don't know anything about the story. I don't know how I managed this. Vanya Schmidt knows that no gift is freely given, not even a mother's love, and she's on the hook for one hell of a debt. Vanya, the adopted goddaughter of Death and Fortune, was Princess Giselle's dutiful servant up until a year ago. That was when Vanya's otherworldly mothers demanded the terrible price for their care, and Vanya decided to steal her future back by stealing Giselle's life for herself. Then, one heist away from freedom, Vanya crosses the wrong god and is cursed to an untimely end, turning into jewels stone by stone for her greed. Vanya has just 2 weeks to figure out how to break her curse and make her getaway. And, with a feral guardian half-god, Giselle's sinister fiancé, and an over-eager junior detective on Vanya's tail, she'll have to pull out the biggest grift yet to save her own life. This is an Illumicrate special edition. I don't have it yet. It should be coming in, though, before I get to this prompt, hopefully. And that is what I'll be reading for the Opulent book. Now, for the boss battle, again, not telling you what the prompt is, but I will be reading Lock the Doors by Vincent Ralph. This is an arc that I received recently. I'm very excited about it. It is like a spooky thriller, and it reminds me a little bit of a movie that I saw that I think was called The Crows or something. Tom's family has moved into their dream home, but pretty soon he starts to notice that something is very wrong. There are strange messages written on the wall and locks on the bedroom doors, the outside of the bedroom doors. The previous owners have moved just across the road, and they seem like the perfect family. Their daughter Amy is beautiful and enigmatic, but Tom is sure she's got something to hide, and he isn't going to stop until he finds the truth behind those locked doors. Will their dream house become a nightmare? It sounds spooky. It's a YA thriller. I've been reading a lot of adult thrillers when it comes to arcs, so I'm kind of excited to change that path a little bit and read a young adult thriller. I like young adult thrillers just because they're very quick paced and very fun and very to the point, and a whole lot less of the like lead up that usually just pisses me off that adult thrillers tends to do, so we'll see. That's it though. That's my TBR for December and for the second half of Clear Your Shit. I hope that you guys are having a great time with the readathon so far. I'm sorry if you're not. I worked really hard on it though. And I'm really excited for you guys to get to see the ending and experience that with me. And I hope that your TBRs are going well. I hope that you're literally clearing your shit. I am. In case you can't tell, most of these were library TBRs or my Goodreads want to read or things that I pre-ordered or arcs that I have and need to read. So I'm quite pleased with the way that that's going for me. So I'm hopefully going to just continue on that track and enjoy the ride. I am going to go though. I will see you guys again on Thursday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time for my vlogs, and then again on Tuesday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time for my regular sit-down videos. I hope that you guys are having a great day. Don't forget to drink some water, take your meds, do something to take care of yourself today. Also, if you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you didn't, or you have recommendations on ways I can make it better for you, let me know in the comments down below. Also, have you read any of these books? Let me know. I want to know. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go. Hope you have a great day. Okay, thanks, bye.